Hey, what's up everyone, this is Shuffle, and we're going to be doing a Destiny video today, and we're going to be examining the exotic swords that came out in Taken King, and so far those swords have been really fun, really cool, and they have some really interesting special attacks on them, and so far people have been saying, oh, this looks like this from this game, or it looks like this from that game, and the community, from what I've been seeing, seems to think that so far Dark Drinker is Link's spin attack, and then you have the Arc Sword is the Destructo Disc from Dragon Ball Z from Krillin, and most people seem to be of the mindset that Razelighter, the special attack, the uppercut, is actually the Shoryuken for Ken from Street Fighter. And so I've been spending some time looking at this. I've been trying to find a video about someone else talking about this, and so far I haven't been able to. So if this has been a video, I haven't found it. So I apologize if someone hits me with the link in a comment. You know, I'll definitely check it out. But the only other real discussion I've seen about this was from a Reddit thread, and I'll link that as well on screen and description, stuff like that, if you guys want to look at it. But it was comparing the exotic sword moves to Street Fighter attacks, besides just the Razelighter and Shoryuken. And I was of that mindset as well when I first saw them, especially after I started seeing how people were calling Razelighter Shoryuken. I've been playing fighting games for a while, and so once I was like, well, one of them's Street Fighter, why can't they all be Street Fighter? And I was trying to think of it that way. We're going to explore that a little bit in this video, and it makes sense from just how the attacks animate and what they look like, if you really want to stretch it. A couple of these are a bit of a stretch, but you have to use your imagination. And even if that's not what they are, I think it's kind of fun to examine that sort of thing, so let's actually get started talking about that. So the Arc Sword, this is the one that people were calling the Destructo Disc, Krillin, Dragon Ball Z. And the one I would compare this to, if it was a Street Fighter move, would be the Hadouken from Ryu, or any other Shoto. Because, you know, you got a blue fireball, blue projectile, you already have a flaming uppercut. But then in this Reddit thread that I was talking about that I found, some of the people that were in there were talking about, well, why couldn't it be Sonic Boom instead? Because, you know, it's still a disc thing, it's projectile Street Fighter stuff, and I thought that was actually pretty cool too, but I'm of the opinion I would compare it to a Hadouken. Some other people are thinking maybe Sonic Boom. I'm sure 84% of people are still going to say, oh, it's Destructo Disc, but again, we're doing the Street Fighter comparison, so I think it makes the most sense out of the major iconic Street Fighter moves that we have available to us. So the next one would be Dark Drinker. We only have 3 swords, so this is our second one. And Dark Drinker, this was the bigger stretch I felt to make in terms of the Street Fighter comparison, because a lot of people are going to be saying, well, clearly it's Link's spin attack, or, you know, just some other spin span kind of move. And what I would compare it to is the Tatsumaki kick from the Street Fighter series, which is the spin kick, hurricane kick, however you want to call it. And if we're going to be linking them, because that's part of the other thing I'm trying to do, I'm trying to link them directly to characters. So if we have Ken for Razelighter, and then the Arc Sword, I can't remember the name, I'm sorry, I forget, but the Arc Sword, if we call that Ryu, then we have one other major Shoto that we could talk about. That would be Akuma, because Akuma usually wears dark colors, Void's more of a dark element, dark stuff, dark characters, spinning. In some of the Versus games, Akuma's Tatsu kick is actually purple, so it felt more fitting, again, with the Street Fighter comparison. And then the last one, of course, is the Razelighter we've been talking about, and that one's probably the easiest comparison to make, and I think more or less everyone's in agreement on that one. Alright, that's going to wrap up our video. I know it was kind of short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. There's a small part of me that hopes one of the developers down at Bungie on the team is a secret Street Fighter enthusiast. I think that'd be pretty cool. And if you're interested in more Destiny videos, I have a couple more. They're more, you know, not as analytical and more comedic and stuff like that, so I'll be sure to put a link up there. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys later.